Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of Clea from the Marvel Knights wave, the Mindless One Build-A-Figure wave. Now, this isn't a figure that I'm very familiar with. I'm a fan of Clea. This isn't classic Clea, but it's also not modern Clea. I think modern Clea has a more flowy outfit. It's almost like a dress. And she spent a little time as the Sorcerer Supreme, where she was wearing Doctor Strange's uniform, which was really cool. But the colors are accurate. It's always sort of a deep purple to kind of a gray blue, things like that. So I'm not sure which version of Clea this is. I'm not clear on what sort of storylines, but it is a Clea figure. I don't know if we've gotten a classic Clea figure before. Seems like during the very first Doctor Strange movie, there was a wave of Doctor Strange figures, and I don't know if one of them was Clea. I'm not sure. It was back when I was only collecting the movie figures, and I hadn't yet added comic book figures to that. I'm not sure when that changed, but it sort of changed all at once, and now I'm getting both, obviously. But it's a really cool looking figure. It's part of the Marvel Knights line. Like I said, it's not a figure that I have. Very cool side art and the back art. Out of all of these, I only got the Red Ninja and Daredevil. And I reviewed those as part of my Elektra, Daredevil, Fist Ninja review, which was part of a storyline for Daredevil. I didn't get the original Luke Cage, I'm not familiar with Lady Bullseye, so I skipped that. I've got Blade from the first Marvel Knights Netflix wave, and the Gamerverse Iron Man I had no interest in. But I thought I would add Clea. Clea is a character that I like. It's not a character that I have. So I figured this one is really nice. It has some nice power effects. I'm not really interested in the Mindless One Build-A-Figure or anything, but it is a cool figure, and I could use it in the collection. So, with that said, this wasn't really a ringing endorsement, I suppose, but it's okay. I'm going to move on. And by moving on, I mean let's open her up and see what we think of her in person. Okay, now that she's out of the package, let's take a closer look at Clea. First, she comes with one of the arms for the Mindless Ones. Of course, it's about what you'd expect, just giant arm that's almost as tall as she is. I'm not going to be putting the Mindless One together, but the Mindless One, the cool thing about the Mindless One is it's probably the first BAF army builder. I think there's lots and lots of Mindless Ones, and you could absolutely army build. Of course, that would require you to get a ton of the waves, one right after the other, which, if the wave goes down to, I don't know, $100, then somebody might army build them. My feeling is it would probably go for a little bit more. I think of the wave, I think Blade is selling out. I haven't seen a Luke Cage out in the wild either. So that's probably a good indication that he is selling out. So first, let's go over. I took one of the spell hands off, replaced it with a fist, but she comes with two spell hands for casting, which is cool. Or if you have a figure that rocks out, you can repaint that, and then you have a rocking out hand. And of course, she comes with two fists. She comes with the two of these on, and I remove this one and put a fist on there instead. She comes with two effects. One of them is wrapped around her spell hand right now, and the other one is right here. So either you can wrap it around her arm, or there's kind of a little piece right here where you can kind of maybe put it on her wrist, so the effect is sort of vertical. Oh no, Clea ate it. So let's go over Clea a little bit closer. I don't know if the likeness is good. I'm not really familiar with the comic book version of the character. I read some of it when she was Sorcerer Supreme, and that was very cool. But depending on who's drawing her, the likeness can be kind of anything. So it is a good face, and the hair is that whitish blonde that Clea has. That's very cool. She has a sash, kind of moves a little bit. It's kind of a Jean Greyish sort of sash, and the rest of her is kind of plain, except for she has these gloves with the split in them. I'm not sure if there's another character that has the gloves with the split in them or not. I'm not sure, but she has kind of a tunic with some I don't know, shoulder. They're not pads, but they're shoulder bits that kind of, keep her from rotating all the way around. It's flexible, so you get a little bit of movement there. But the legs have the circles, which we've come to associate with her, and I think Cersei has green circles. So I think circles are just sort of a symbology of maybe magic. Let's see if I can. Yeah, if I twist the thigh a little bit, the rings match up better. Not perfect, but better. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So yeah, they match up really nicely. I sort of manipulated the figure a little bit to stand it up. So I broke some of the patterns. But the patterns are really cool, and it's very in keeping with Clea. This version, like I said, I'm not familiar with, but the original version had the circles. So that's fine. So let's go over the articulation for Clea. No head up, because of the hair blocks it. Pretty good head down. A little bit of side to side, but it doesn't hold the position for very long. Excellent wingspan and go to bed action. Go to bed, mindless one. Go to bed. Single elbow with an elbow swivel. Wrist hinge and wrist swivel. Mid-torso rocker. Ball jointed legs. Thigh swivel. Double knee. Ankle hinge. Ankle rocker. And that is Clea from Marvel Legends Marvel Knights line. She's a very cool figure. I bought her at the comic book store. I haven't seen her in the wild yet, like at GameStop or anything. Or Target. There's a variety of places I go. Not just GameStop. So there. But it's a good figure. It's a good addition to the collection. I would be interested in learning more about the version of her. Was it during Marvel Knights when they were doing that? Or does it just have a Marvel Knights tag? So I should look into that a little bit further and see if I can drum up any information on my own. But until next time, enjoy your toys.